For today's video, I'm going to be changing out the rotors and the brake pads on this 2016 Acura MDX. And I'm also testing out this new microphone that's clipped to my hat right now. But I think it was like $20 or something like that. You can buy it on like Amazon, but it's my first time using one of these, so I guess I'll see when I edit out the videos and see how good the thing is. So first things first, I'm gonna jack up the car, but before I do that, I'm gonna loosen these bolts just to get it loose, and then I'll jack up the car. So if you can't find a jack point, I'll show you where it's at, and it's that piece right here. Uh, right here. You can put the jack under there. Just like that. Yeah, there you go. So now I'll go ahead and loosen it. The lug nuts for these are about, I think they're 19 millimeter. Let's see. Yeah, these are 19 millimeter lug nuts. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I'm gonna loosen it up first, and then once I do that, I'll jack it up and then loosen off the rest. I'll show you that right now. Once you have the wheel off, then we'll go over here and we're gonna loosen this bolt, which is a 17 millimeter, and this bolt down here, which is also a 17 millimeter. And this will take off this, and then once we do that, we'll go in the back, and these are 19 millimeter. There's one up here, and there's also one down here, which is that one right here. So that's 19 as well. But before I do take it off, I'm gonna mark it off with the marker, and I'll show you why I'm gonna do this. So I like marking the bolts. So for example, like that, and the wood down here. Now, the reason why I'm marking it is when I do tighten it back up, I know where to stop. Like I just line up the lines pretty much. So that's why I'm doing it that way. And here's also a trick that you could do. Like if you don't have any like leverage or any strength to take off the bolt, here's what I like to do. I'll grab myself a hammer, and then I'll use this part of the hammer to hit it down. Because if I hit it directly, I'm probably gonna miss, or you know, but here, I'll show you. And now it's loose. So you could do that trick for any bolts that it's hard for you to take off. Or once you take off those 17s, these spring, they're not spring, but they're like, they got some tension on them. I'll just call them retainer clips. But these will pop off as soon as you take this off. And I have this, I have the caliper on here because you don't want that to just hang. You don't want to mess up the brake line. So that's why it's sitting up here where it's not hanging. But yeah, once you take that off, these things will fly off. And you just want to keep those if the brake pads that you bought, the new ones, didn't come with it. So we're just going to probably have to reuse that. And also reuse this because it didn't come with it. But most of the time they do. So once you have this off, I like to keep the bolts that I take off in order. So like for example, this was the top bolt for the 17 millimeters, and this one was for the bottom. Same as this one, top, bottom. So that way when I do go ahead and put it back, I know which one is up top and which one's the bottom. And the reason why I want to keep it that way is because the markers that I marked off is the ones that I need to line up. Does that make sense? So next part is taking off the rotor. And this one's pretty simple. What you'll do first is take this Phillips head off, and it shouldn't be on there too tight, but don't try not to strip it, because if you want, you could probably just use like penetrate fluid and put it on here, spray it on there. And then what you'll need, if this doesn't come off when you try to hammer it, that's why these things are here. So what you'll need is a screw that goes in here. Now I don't really know the thread size for this, but all I know is that these are metric instead of inches. So it'll screw on there. So I'll go ahead and take this off, and then this one. So I'm gonna take this bolt off first. Sometimes it's not as easy taking these off. And luckily I got lucky with this one. But I sprayed some penetrating fluid on here to take it off. So you want to put that off to the side. Now, some don't come off that easy, which is why once you take this bolt off, you're gonna have to use, so for example, you're gonna put this on here to loosen the tension, and then this will bring it out while you're screwing this bolt in. So we're gonna go ahead and put this new one on there, and you want this one to line up with this hole right here. So for example, like that. Now you don't want to tighten this too tight to where you're going to strip it. You don't want that to happen. Alright, once that's on there, then we'll go ahead and put this back on there. But before I want to do that, I'm just going to clean it first, because I don't have this. It didn't come with the new ones that I got. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean it and reuse these. But usually it's best to just replace these if you have them. But since I don't have them, I have no choice but to reuse them. Now that I have the bracket on here, now I'm gonna put the new brake pads. Where's the new brake pads, Well, oh, there's one right here. I think one's still inside the box. Nothing? Oh. Did they come with the grease? The grease on here? No? That's okay. I have some, I think. Right there. And you want to have some brake grease. Put it on here, on the edge. Just where it makes contact with this metal stuff right here. Then on the backing plate. So when you get these brake pads, you're gonna have two of them with this on there and two without. And this one I like to put in the back with this one down. Just because when you do try to put it up, if you have it, for example, this way, this is in the way. But when you put it down like this and you put it in the back, there's nothing that's in the way of it. Pull this right here up, and then push it in. No, that's for the old one. The new ones are on here. Can you give me this? And then you're gonna wanna grab your. I like to use a C clamp to compress the piston on the caliper. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna put this on here, and there's 2 holes. Okay, now I just put the tire back on. Then star pattern. I'm gonna do a star pattern. Then you just want to torque it down to 82. Torque it down to 82 foot-pounds. Same thing, do a star pattern. That's it. And that's how you change the rotors and brake pads on a 2016 Acura MDX. I already did the other side. It's the same concept, same process. And yeah, that's it.